Whenever I walk beneath the canopy of Dominica's rainforest, and I hear the wind rustling through the leaves of the giant gommier and châtaignier trees, I hear the unseen chorus of life moving through the undergrowth, and I am struck by a truth too immense to deny, that this world and all its astonishing intricacies did not arise from chance or random occurrences. I see this marvel in the architecture of a beehive, the sculpting of places like T2 Gorge in Dominica, and the Grand Canyon in Arizona of the United States. And if science resonates with accuracy in the birth of stars from scattered dust, trusting again in the accuracy of science, I flow with the universal acceptance of the unspoken codes written in our DNA and the shared heartbeat of all things. This is not accidental or a result of the caprices of chance and time. From the beauty of a seashell to the unseen currents of galaxies, or the moon affecting the rising and ebbing of our ocean's tides, there is an order, not rigid, but flowing, not dogmatic, but intelligent. Something speaks through all of it, quietly, powerfully, beyond the vociferation of sermons delivered from a pulpit. This force, this ultimate greater force, is not identified with the projection of the insidious misrepresentation of a human image to beguile and deceive, so as to establish racial superiority of one group of humans over another. It is not the triune God shaped by imperial narratives perpetuated through the centuries of conquest, inquisitions, the burning of heretics and infidels, the exploitation and the psychological control of people trapped in the evils of slavery. It is not confined in the pages of scriptures that ignore the truths of other peoples different from them with different beliefs, or races deemed to be less than humans. Instead, this force is a living entity, vast and noble, yet intimate. It is the soil and the sky in the mathematics of the cosmos and the softness of compassion. In the birth of any child, regardless of its race, it celebrates its quest to perpetuate the complexity of the human existence. It is in our yearning to love, to grow, to seek meaning. It is in every culture that reveres harmony and justice, not domination and destruction. And I will not be frightened by the fear of punishment or be constrained by the dictates of dogma to embrace this ineffable universal harmony resonating in the very fiber of life. I do not need to enter a structure fabricated by hands to be close to his bounty and to worship because I fear retribution if I do not. I know and feel it through wonder, through stillness, through silence, through the unshakable feeling that we are not alone and we are not arbitrary or without purpose. I know that I will be castigated for saying this, but I will say it anyway. Call it spirit, God, or the infinite. If you must name it, I suggest that what matters is not its name, but is its presence. It is the harmony of nature, the conscience of humanity, and the mysterious unfolding of the universe itself. And in honoring its undeniable existence, I honor life. Honoring life means recognizing its intrinsic value and choosing to nurture, perfect, and uplift rather than exploit or destroy. When we truly respect life, whether it is our own, the lives of others, or the natural world, we act with integrity, compassion, and responsibility. To honor life is to move beyond mere existence and embrace the interconnectedness of all things. I remember clearly President Barack Obama of the United States. He liked to quote from whom he called our founding fathers. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and they are all endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And this led me to question the sincerity of that quotation. Because where is equality, justice, liberty, and happiness found in the enslavement of human beings for over 400 years? Where is the equality of justice, liberty, and happiness found in the segregation and redlining to disenfranchise people who are considered to be inferior? Only by acknowledging and demonstrating that every living being has a purpose and a story and the right to exist without persecution, selfish exploitation, can we truly speak of justice and equality. Exploitation and destruction come from greed and disrespect for justice and equality by prioritizing convenience and profit or the dominance over balance and sustainability. When we approach life with reverence, we see beyond immediate gains and cultivate harmony instead. This philosophy and principle applies to countless aspects of our world. When business prioritizes ethical labor and environmental stewardship, they honor life. When communities advocate for justice, equity, and kindness, they honor life. When individuals care for their well-being, for the well-being of each other, physically, mentally, emotionally, or in a holistic way, they honor life. When we tread gently upon the earth, protecting its landscapes and creatures, we honor life. And make no mistake about it, this mindset is not easy. It is hard. It requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But it is the catalyst and the motivation to bridge the chasm leading to a world where life is cherished, not exploited, where growth is fostered, not stifled, where the legacy we leave is one of renewal rather than one of destruction. So you may be wondering, is Ken George-Dill an atheist and a usurper of established norms? In this narrative, to answer that question, I have to answer it with clarity. I am not an atheist because I recognize a force greater than myself, something that moves through existence unseen but undeniable. I feel it in the interconnectedness of all things, in the rhythm of life itself. Atheism denies the presence of anything beyond the material world, but I cannot deny the existence of this greater force. There is something deeper, something beyond mere chance or chaos. I am not a usurper of tradition. I do not seek to tear down belief simply for the sake of rebellion. Instead, I challenge the illusions that carefully constructed deceptions have been used to manipulate and control others. The doctrines that have been rewritten to serve power rather than truth. And I refuse to be beguiled by narratives shaped to keep people ignorant and obedient or afraid. My path is one of questioning, of seeking past the veil. I do not reject spirituality, I embrace it. But I carve my way through lies until only what is real remains. I do not need institutions, rituals, or inherited dogma to dictate what I know to be true. I seek truth not because it is comfortable, but because it is necessary. No, I am not an atheist or a usurper. I'm only one who refuses to be deceived. I am simply Ken George-Dill.